Hi again, and welcome to the latest Streets of Fortuna devlog. I'm Brent Ellison, primary designer, and this time we're going to delve into something pretty important for the game, the systems behind NPC behaviors. Right now our cities are generating with about 1,000 NPCs, and we plan to push that up to 3,000 in the near future. Regardless of the player position, all NPCs are properly simulated at all times, navigating about the city, interacting with objects, and paying attention to their schedules. They know how recently they've tended to their needs, and so yes, of course, we're thinking about how we want to make sure you can poison someone's drink and leave the area, confident that you've pulled off the perfect crime. Assuming, of course, that you were able to hide the nasty flavor. So let's jump in and take a look at an NPC in their home and see what they get up to. I've set up a small scene to prevent interference, and that's why this place is surrounded by a blue void. Our guy is coming home, and while he normally wouldn't like to see a stranger here, he's not going to notice me for the purpose of this demo. It looks like the first thing he wants to do is light the lamps. This is sensible because while it may look like daytime, that's just because we haven't implemented night visually yet. He's got his classic ancient world-era fire striker, and he's going to go around lighting every lamp in his property. In the future, we actually want to add a little bit more friction to lighting fires so that using the striker takes time, and an intermediary fire source is preferable. Also, that way NPCs have a chance to stop you when you pull a striker out of your pack and try to set their stuff on fire. But for now, this is a good demo. Okay, with that out of the way, now he's going to return the lamp. NPCs in their own properties like to put things back where they belong unless they have the disorganized trait. You'll see more of this soon. Oh, and now he's eating. This is due to a check on his current needs as well as the presence of an owned edible object. I'm going to move this cleaver so you can see how they deal with it later. He's getting a drink, but he's not going to drink from the pitcher like a barbarian. He's pouring it into a cup. By the way, NPCs will also refill their water sources from nearby troughs and fountains as necessary. NPCs track their needs to decide when they want to do certain things, although there are currently no consequences for NPCs that don't eat, drink, or sleep. The need that he's trying to address right now is using the chamber pot. This is an urban setting, so you know the classic trope about someone pouring their chamber pot out the window on someone's head? That's something we want to be possible. Looks like that one carrot wasn't enough for him. Different types of food fill hunger at different rates, obviously, something you'll get used to as a player. And now he's cleaning up, putting objects back where they belong. NPCs will also grab brooms to take care of piles of ash, use rags to clean up puddles, etc. But for now, our man is having a sit at his vanity table. So we'll leave him alone and take a look in the editor at how we author this behavior. So this is the behavior tree editor. This is a great plugin, but we made some significant modifications under the hood. Every NPC runs this graph and makes decisions based on their mood, activity, and goal, as well as the needs and the objects around them. This can be pretty complicated, so I'm just going to cover some basic concepts. We'll start with an easy one, moods. The purpose of this category is to determine whether an NPC can do their standard behavior based on their activity or whether there's something more important going on, such as a threat to life or property. For now, there's only the default mood, though, and that's why NPCs don't worry about the player breaking into their homes yet. Next is activity, and an NPC's current activity is defined by their schedule. Every NPC has a schedule set at generation time based on their residence, work, entertainment, and worship locations. When time rolls over and their schedule changes, they move to the scheduled property and activate a particular activity. For example, an NPC could be a patron at a taverna, while another could be a server at that same place. You can see the activities here. There will be many more added in the future. The activities contain logic that decides which goal will be set. As you can see here in the home activity, NPCs have priority maintenance, things that they do. Up there. If there's something like a puddle or trash around, they'll clean that up before doing anything else, depending on their traits. And if it's sleep time, then, well, they'll go to sleep. Otherwise, they randomly decide between doing maintenance tasks, like putting objects back where they belong or lighting lamps, or servicing their needs, eating, drinking, etc. Or if those are all good, then they'll just hang out. They'll sit down, talk to other NPCs, etc. And in all cases, before setting a goal, they check to see if the relevant requirements are around, either objects with particular properties or internal needs. Here you'll see that if they want to warm their hands, they need a lit brazier to get that goal. So once they have a goal, such as light lamps or eat or something like that, that will cause them to trigger an action. Here's all the goals we have. We often clear a goal right before that trigger, as in eat here. You see pop goal before the eat action. But sometimes we set them to repeatedly do the action until they find nothing else left to do. So we'll take a look over in light lamps, and you'll see that we don't get rid of the goal, and instead they are going to keep lighting lamps until there are no unlit lamps left, at which point they stop. And they, as you can see, they will then pick something else from their tree. That's what the update tree means. So the most complicated behavior we have for the NPCs right now revolves around serving drinks. This is the goal logic, but let's pop back to the game to see it in action. You'll note that the NPC looks different now. I restarted the scene at a different starting time and he regenerated. Anyway, he's checked his schedule and realized that it's time to head to the taverna, so we'll follow him down the road. It's possible for an NPC to get so tied up in something else that they end up late and have to rush to their next location. But it's not like he's going to work, so he's just moseying along. All right, we're at the place, and since it's empty, the proprietor was taking a load off. Our patron makes an order, which the server acknowledges. The server has received a signal, which kicks off a goal where they need to find a full available drinking vessel, and if they can't find one, they have to fill it from somewhere else. Then they need to, Then they need to find a place to put the drink next to the person or close to the person that ordered it and assign it to them. Bottoms up, there's a whole complicated ownership and reservation system that I'm not going to get into now. And that's about it for what we're showing today. Streets of Fortuna may be a game primarily about controlling a single character, but there's a whole city of simulated citizens for you to take advantage of. We're making the systems behind them as freeform as possible so we can be surprised by the crazy things players come up with to keep their marks busy while they're robbing them blind. No bucket heads, though. We're wise to that one. See you next time.